Ashley's wellness event today, including Danielle.
Wait a damn minute.
Hey, girl. You have to learn to sleep on your side. That's why. I understand you want to be heard, obviously, because you won't let me finish my sentence.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to talk about Basketball Wives Orlando. Basketball Wives LA, right? I feel like the past two episodes, last week and this week, they ain't talking about nothing. I'm still going to do a joint review on it after this video, but they ain't really talking about nothing. And I had to give my credit out to Orlando, because from day one, episode 1 of Basketball Wives Orlando, it has been entertaining, and this episode was nonetheless still entertaining. But y'all, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, wanted, securing the best.
So we basically open up with, we see Megan. She does a whole Reiki session.
Clearing of myself, of you, the space around us.
At her place of, her home, and she's trying to cleanse her, aura, get all this resentment off of her that she had with her mom, because she's like, look, I'm not gonna have a relationship with my mom. It is what it is. And I feel like a lot of people have to realize that, it's okay to forgive your parents for, the trauma that is tethered to you. But I feel like as adults, we are all responsible for untethering ourselves from that trauma and moving forward within our lives, because that resentment is just going to hold us back. But it's also okay to, not want to continue a relationship with your parents. I feel like, when, let's say, use me as an example, I would want to, facilitate a space to have a relationship with both of my parents. Like, me and my mom, we're amazing, we're great. I just had her at my home. She just went back home to North Carolina. And like my dad, I don't have a relationship with my dad. I wish I did, but at this moment it's non-existent. So hopefully I can move forward with that. But if Megan chooses to not have that in her space like I'm doing right now, then she can do that as a grown adult, because protecting your peace and protecting your mental is 100% necessary. I'm just seeing a lot of people online talk about, okay, why is she doing Reiki? Why is she doing all this? What about Jesus? At the end of the day, I feel like using like Christianity or whatever means to get you to a healthy mental space, do that. I feel like God has created certain things on this earth to help us on our journey. So if she's using that to help her on her journey, girl, do what you gotta do, right? We see Neek meet with her mom, and she's basically telling her, like, at the end of the day, Mulan was talking about me. She had my business all up in her mouth, saying this, that, and the third. And, I didn't find it cool, because it's like, we supposed to be friends, supposed to be cool. And her mom was like, you know what, at the end of the day, your feelings are valid. And I'm happy that her mom reiterated that her feelings are valid.
I think that your feelings are definitely valid, always.
Because she's right. Like, Mulan broke her trust, and Mulan's like, I didn't say that, girl. I didn't do it. Girl, you're lying. You did, right? And I'm happy that her mom stood in solidarity behind her, because at some point, her mom don't really know the full story. So all you can do is just like, girl, your feelings valid, boo, boo, boo. Cool. So they get on this topic of her dad. Like, my dad's reaching out, blah, 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 blah. I want to, Neek seemed like a very forgiving person. And she's like, look, I don't want to hold on to resentment. I want to move forward with him. And all power to her that she can move forward with her father and want to have a relationship with him. Because she said that her father was an absentee father, and he has 18 other kids.
I don't know what he was going through to make him feel like that he didn't need to be in his children's life, because it's not just y'all.
And the only kids that he really was with, if he was with the mother at the time, that's who he was with, right? Trifling, but shout out to her. So we see, Ashley, she has her like mental meditation retreat-ish fitness thing. All the girls show up, and we see Danny. She basically walks in, and she's like, look, I'm feeling weird about Morgan. She's been over here absent. She's been ducking and dodging my calls, so I don't know what's going on. We also see Morgan walk up, and we see in the confessional, Morgan's basically salty because she found out that Danny's been going to Ashley's event, basically the autistic basketball camp.
Keeping this close to my chest, but it is odd to me that Danielle has been going to Ashley's events lately.
And she just like, yeah, I don't like the fact that Danny's going to her events. Like, why are you over here going to my ops event? I'm like, girl, you're going to her event now. So I'm like, Morgan, I'm confused with Morgan. I'm just like, okay, you're upset that she's going to Ashley's event, but you're going to Ashley's event too.
Oh, you want to film?
Got it, right? Morgan goes up. She's talking to Lindsay, you know, the girl that's barely on the show. She's like, yeah, girl, how you doing? She's like, girl, I'm about to pop. You know, it's crazy. Danny walks up behind her. They look at each other. They hug. And then she just like, oh, hey, girl. Anyway, so you were saying da, and just like ignored, like basically ignored her. I'm just like, okay. So Danny's like, okay, this is weird. So, okay, basically confirmed what she was feeling. Like there's some tension. For what reason, she don't know at this time.
Hey, girl. You have to learn to sleep on your side. That's why I told you gotta get that pregnancy pillow.
So, you know, we see Nikki basically trying to be messy. She pulled Megan to the side. She's like, Megan, you remember when I told you that, you know, the girls have been talking about your whole podcast, how it was nasty and this and the third. She said, well, here's Ashley. So she gets Ashley. She's like, oh my God, how do y'all like my event? La da 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 da. Megan's like, oh yeah, it was cute, but I heard that you've been having my name in your mouth. Talk about my event was disgusting, this and the third. So what you got to say? She's like, I didn't say your event was disgusting. What I said was what he was saying was kind of disturbing and a little bit TMI. It wasn't something I want to hear about, which I could understand that. But what I feel like Ashley missing the point that you went to support Megan's podcast, if it was raunchy or not. So, I mean, if it did get to a place where it was TMI or a little bit crude for you, I mean, you could have got up and left. But I mean, that's just you. Like, at the end of the day, you went to support her, so you should have stood there in solidarity. You just didn't expect one of her friends to be sitting behind you, peeping that you talking junk, right? So, you know, Megan tells her, like, hey, you want to talk about me and my things and what I have going on, but I heard that you have a brothel at your home.
Because I wasn't there. Well, I wasn't around you. But from what I heard, okay, my podcast is disgusting, but I heard that your house turns into a brothel on the weekends.
And she's like, girl, brothel where my husband and my kids lay? No, we don't do that. And then they start going to the back and forth, and Ashley's just like, you know what, girl? Thank you. And she walks away. So I'm just like, do I feel like she has a brothel at her home? No, but if she do, I'm like, girl, that's you. That ain't got nothing to do with me, girl. But I mean, would I be surprised? No, because she lied to Morgan's face, stood around her face like, no, I didn't get myself involved in sending the address when she did. So I mean, I don't really believe anything I should say anyway. But I do like her philanthropy and the way that she comes up with these little group scenes. Because if it wasn't for Ashley coming up with the group scenes, what would we be doing? To be honest, right? Or even more, Megan, right? So, you know, we jump over to that night and we see Morgan, Megan, and Nikki go out for drinks. And Megan talks about the, you know, Ashley's brothel. Because they're like, girl, how in the world do you know that she had a brothel?
Danielle told me that. Danielle told me. Probably because I told Danielle. I told Danielle because Mulan told me.
They asked Megan, how did you know that Ashley has a brothel at her home? And then Megan's like, yeah, Danny told me. Morgan's like, girl, I told Danny. And she's like, and Mulan told me. So, I mean, I'm just like, Mulan.
When it comes to me and my family or any of my personal business, do not discuss it with nobody. It's learning. Like, I'm young. I haven't had a lot of real friends in my life.
Girl, your name is getting thrown around too many times, right? We see a flashback of her over talking junk about Ashley. So, you know, they get on the whole topic of Danny, and then Morgan, she's basically mad that she's like, yeah, you know, you're supposed to be my best friend, but you're over here supporting a girl that's done all this stuff behind my back. And yet again, I'm gonna say it again, you can say that, which is okay, it's fine, she's your best friend. But my whole thing is, you're doing the same thing. You went to her event too. I feel like Morgan doesn't want Danny to be a main cast member. I don't know, something's just feeling like, you know, if you start filming a lot of scenes, she don't want her to get more scenes. Because I'm just like, okay, you went to her event because you had to, because you need a film. Danny went to her event because she needed a film. And I just feel like Morgan don't want Danny to either appear ahead of her or whatnot. But it's coming across weird and passive aggressive, especially this last meeting. I didn't get it. But we're going to talk about it in a minute. So Neek, she goes out with her dad and she basically talks to him. She's open to wanting a relationship with him. She agrees that he should like meet all his kids and want to get back into their lives. So shout out to her for being willing to, you know, flaws and all, take her father back and, you know, really try to develop a relationship with him. Shout out to her. So Danny and Morgan, at the end of the episode, they meet up for lunch.
Hey, how you doing? Doing good. How about you? I'm okay.
Morgan is just like, well, you know, at the end of the day, But when you came up to me the other day, it was so unexpected the way you came at me. Why are you crying? I'm just like, girl, like, first of all, you talk about the way she came at you was unexpected. If my best friend was ducking and dodging my phone calls and basically ghosted me, and I see her and we hug at an event, and now you're trying to act like you don't know me, girl, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. What's going on? Like, you over here just acting like everything is sweet. No, like, what's going on? Like, if you have something to say, just go ahead and say it. Don't over here just like,
We're gonna talk about it later.
girl, say what you gotta say now. So that's where I'm just like with Morgan, you're being passive aggressive and you're doing these little things that, to be honest, probably would have got you bopped by one of the good girls.
But I didn't understand like what was going on. I didn't know that there was a problem or issue. So when you ignored me, I was really confused. Why are you crying?
Right, because Morgan was doing a lot and it wasn't even necessary. You already see this girl crying. She cared about you, obviously, but I feel like you want her to play the background for you. You want her to be a minion and a soldier for you. And no, ma'am, y'all grown. Too grown, right? So Danny gets emotional and she's talking about, like, you know, at the end of the day, I wanted to talk to you about all the stuff that's going on in my life, this, that, and the third. And, you know, I was going through stuff with Rashad. I wanted to talk to you about it. You know, you're my safe space. You're my, you know, somebody I confide in. She's like, well, you know, at the end of the day, I value my personal space. Morgan's like, you know, I value my personal space and you should be able to respect my space. If I don't want to talk, I don't have to talk, this and the third. And Morgan's like, you know, it's hard for me to see you support people. And, you know, it feels like there's more to the story.
It's hard continuously seeing you support her at her events and things. It makes me feel like there's more to the story than what.
Okay, well, you can feel that way. Your feelings are valid, but why didn't you open your mouth and say that? If you had something to say, you should have gone ahead and say it, but you want to pussyfoot around, be in a mood, see me in my face and act like there's a problem when we're supposed to be best friends like you say. Right, Morgan? But now you over here moving weird. Morgan's the one that's moving weird, to be honest, right? Morgan was like, well, the reason why I went to her event was because I wanted to be Inspector Gadget. I had my good eye. I'm like, girl, bullshit. Like, you're talking about you want to be Inspector Gadget. Girl, you went because you needed to film and you want to film for the show like everybody else here. And at the end of the day, Danny's telling you that she don't rock with Ashley. She not cool with Ashley. She just went for the kids. She said the reason why I went to Ashley's event is because of the autistic kids. It was for kids. Like, why would I be like, oh girl, I'm not gonna go when my profession is basketball?
The issue that I went to Ashley's event, the autism kids event. If you don't tell me what's going on between our friendship, how will we ever fix it?
Like, what do you do besides being a wife and laying on your back? But to each his own. So, you know, Morgan's just like, you know, Danny's like, okay, but it feel like you trying to question my loyalty. So while Danny's over here talking, Morgan's like, look, I understand you're upset, obviously, because every time I try to talk, you won't let me finish my sentence.
I understand you want to be heard, obviously, because you won't let me finish my sentence.
Wait a damn minute.
I said, oh. Okay, so if I was Danny, I'm like, okay, I see where we're going. Got it. I see where we're going with this because, girl, where did that even come from? Because now you over here being real pissy. It's raining cats and dogs, and now I gotta listen to you over here trying to sun me. So I feel like Danny definitely got got perturbed. She got pissed. And, you know, Morgan kept on trying to talk, and Danny's like, look, I don't like her. I'm not cool with 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 her.
What's the problem? Let me finish my sentence. What is the problem? But at the end of the day,
like, you know I don't with Ashley.
Okay,
you know I don't with Ashley.
So
you know I don't with Ashley.
And she's like, you know what? I'm about to leave. Morgan gets up. She start walking off, and Danny's like, yeah, you need to walk off. Yeah, I'm Team Danny. Because Morgan was being passive aggressive throughout the whole thing, and it could have been solved by a simple phone call. Danny said that they had ups and downs, they argued before. So why is this different? Because y'all on TV? Because y'all trying to act brand new? Who knows? But my whole thing is this. If one of my friends was I've been through it with me and one of my best friends. Like, me and him has went through a lot, right? But not like fight wise, but just like with other people, right? If there was a situation where I felt weird, I'm gonna go. I might take like a day just like to chill, just like let me get this mentally off my mind. I would go to him like, look, this happened and I don't know what's going on. It just feels kind of weird. Like, what's going on? And he was like, oh no, that's not what it was, or this is what it was, blah, 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 blah. And we'll get through it. We work through it because we're friends, we're best friends. We value each other's opinions and we value each other as people. So for her not to even get her that common courtesy and then switch up and then act weird towards her, that's the problem. And that's why I'm on Team Danny. But y'all, let me know what you guys think. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good because I already know what the end's gonna be like. But y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a y'all and break your ear here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This sour candy all I really asking for. Now I got to go.